Hey there, bar is open, so let's review the Saigon Beer Special. I know it says Beer Saigon Special, but you know, it just means Saigon Beer Special. Hi there, SG Alcohol Guy here, giving you honest reviews on the alcohols that I am tasting. And as mentioned, today we'll be looking at the Saigon Beer Special. And unlike the bottle cap of the Saigon Beer Exports, where it had an emblem of a dragon on top, this one is pretty much an advertisement to buy a Mercedes Benz GLC 200. Not even trying to be funny. Putting that aside, this Saigon Beer Special is retailing at around 630 Singapore dollars per bottle. For that, you will get a 330 ml bottle with 4.9% alcohol content. And on the label, it states that they use Yakima hops to brew this beer. So on top of the typical malt, water, the hops that they use are Yakima hops. Now, I've done a few Vietnamese beers on this channel already. Just like in my previous video, I mentioned that most of them come across as being pretty light. So let's see whether this Yakima hops can help enhance the flavor further. And as usual, in my reviews, I'll be describing how the beer looks, smells, and tastes. Once again, advertisements, if anyone's interested in buying a Mercedes Benz in Vietnam, here you go. And when I pour my beers, I do like to pour them a little bit more haphazardly. Reason being, I like to have the foam form up in the glass instead of in my stomach, so that I don't burp too much. Again, less editing for me to do. Happy win-win all round. Plus, I like to see how long the foam takes to settle after I pour it out. The faster the foam disappears, you know that there's going to be next to no finish at the back. The longer the foam takes to disappear, the longer the finish is going to be, making it a little bit more enjoyable compared to most beers. Being a typical macro brewery beer, let me just put this aside, you can see that the foam is pretty much disappearing already. The beer has risen from this level to this much almost immediately. So we're not going to expect a nice long finish from this one. But color-wise, and I'll just use this camera here, compared to the Saigon Beer Exports, this one is actually even lighter. And much like the other one, I can actually see hints of clear transparency on the sides, meaning I'm expecting another light tasting beer. There is some carbonation appearing in the glass, so hopefully I have some of that sensation in my mouth. It makes the beer a lot more enjoyable. Scent-wise, there's actually no noticeable hints of a scent. I want to say I can smell the beer. I can't. So again, based on how light it looks, based on the lack of scent, I'm guessing it might not be a medium or full-bodied beer. Should be a very light-bodied beer with no finish. But we'll find out with the taste test. And it does come across as a light beer. However, I think whatever the Yakima hops are, they added a layer of bitterness that's very enjoyable. It's a layer of bitterness that lingers on the tongue from the tip all the way to the back. And that's a very enjoyable sensation from a beer. In particular from Vietnam beers, because I finally have more layers to the taste. But don't get me wrong, at $6.30 per bottle, I'm expecting a lot more flavors than this. But for a Vietnam beer, it's still a little bit light, but it's coming across as slightly medium-bodied because of that hoppy finish, that bitterness that I'm getting on my tongue. It didn't last longer than 20-25 seconds on my tongue, but at least it had a lasting sensation. and it's not overly sweet like the Saigon beer export. So if I were to choose a beer from Vietnam that I enjoy the most, I would say that it will be this Saigon beer special. It really does have a few more layers to it as opposed to the rest of them. Still not the best, but of the lots, this is the most enjoyable. Plus, if I drink enough, I might even consider buying a Mercedes Benz. Hey, thanks for watching up to this point. I just want to state that this is not an advertisement for Mercedes Benz. Plus, all these reviews are based on my personal taste, preferences, and opinions. They're not to be used as an industry standard. I do, however, want to find out what you think about the Saigon beer special. If you tried it, drop me some comments. Let's compare some notes. And if you're still here, do help me click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell because I upload new videos every week. Plus, if you know of anyone who enjoys watching such reviews, do help me send them the link to the video as well. Most importantly, my friend, happy drinking!